We'll start with the Oaks Friday. So it's going to be some overlap with the 2-day pick six and some of these races. And that's honestly one of the things I kind of want to talk to you about. We'll start with the La Troyenne on Friday. So this is a key race. This is a linchpin race. It's in the 2-day pick six. It starts the pick five with all the stakes. And Torpedo Anna is going to be 1 to 5, 2 to 5 max in this race. I mean, it seems like there's only 2 horses on paper who can beat her to me. Raging Sea, who was second to her in the distaff, and then Randomized, who was a grade 1 winner last summer at Saratoga. Jim, the way I see this race, like just from a tactical perspective, I think Joel Rosario has got to go on Randomized and try to open up on this field, because other than Torpedo Anna, there's not any other real speed. So I would hope that he's not going to like hold her back and let Torpedo Anna in the race. To me, his best opportunity is just to go. And if he does that, to me, it then also sets up for Raging Sea, who had a chase during the Breeders' Cup distaff. She likes to make one run. If Randomized can string this race out a little bit, I think Torpedo Anna is vulnerable.
I agree. I like normally in a spot like this, you'd want to single that horse. It looks like a gimme, and you could save some spots somewhere else. I don't think we can single it. I like Randomized a lot with her. With all that being said, I still think she wins, and I hope she wins. I mean, we're seeing an iconic horse here, and I would love to see her do what she's been doing to everybody else again. From a value standpoint, no, I would like to see something a little different. But it's hard. I mean, it's hard to throw away 3 deep in that race. I wouldn't mind going Anna and Randomized, just those 2. If you want to throw the other one in, we can go 3 deep.
To me, this is the way that I would play it, because I do agree with you. Like, Torpedo Anna is far and away the most likely winner. I just think, I don't know, I think that she has 2 legitimate contenders against her, and I don't know, short field, crazy things could happen sometimes. But I would say to single Torpedo Anna in the pick 6 and then do all 3 in the start of the pick 5.
Yep.
You know, because the pick 6 is where we have to like kind of narrow, being a little bit narrower, and that gives us a lot of options in the next 5 legs.
Yeah, and if we single all the way around, then we're going to be kicking ourselves if one of the other 2 horses wins and we don't have a piece of it.
Yeah, so I would say we start the pick 5 with the 2, 4, and 5, and then for the 2-day pick 6, we'll single Torpedo Anna to start. And I agree. I'm rooting for her from like a fan standpoint,
of course,
too,
because we're seeing an iconic horse, and they come across so rarely that. But I do think this field is a little tougher than what she's been seeing a little bit. It's a little trickier. So
no, I agree. And it's not like I understand that a lot of these races she's winning very easily, but it's not like she has like a huge figure edge, at least on the buyers, you know, like other than the Travers, which was the 111, she's running like 99 to 100 every single time. And these other fillies could run in that ballpark.
They got to be at their best, and she's got to be a little bit off.
Yep. All right. Next race on the card on Friday is the Grade 3 Modesty Stakes. This is for older fillies and mares, going 1 1/8 on the turf. I should mention the forecast for the week. So it looks dry Derby Day right now. We're recording this Monday at 5:45, but it looks like a decent amount of rain the next 4 days, Tuesday through Friday. So that's like just something to keep in mind in general when you're handicapping Friday's card. Possible some races will be off the grass. You assume the stakes will be on the turf unless they get a total hurricane. All right, so just with that in mind, the Grade 3 Modesty is the 8th race. To me, this is another race where you have a really strong potential single. And I can't wait. I would love to see what the probables will be for the Torpedo Anna. She feels pretty double. Like, could you have like a negative probable for that? Because people are going to crush that so much. But She Feels Pretty is very, very clearly the horse to beat in here. Her best race was the QE2, which was at this distance, going 1 1/8, crushed him by 6 lengths. Cherie has been very kind of careful about where she places her. I think she's coming into this with an A race, draws outside, and she's got tactical speed for Johnny V. To me, like, someone's going to have to really jump up to beat She Feels Pretty in here.
Agree with everything you're saying, but I think she's going to get hammered at the window. And I think she may be like even money or
I think she'll be shorter than that.
Oh, if she's shorter than even money, then in this one here, and this is another one that I think the 8, the Saffron Moon can possibly pop up. That would probably be the only one that would have a shot, because that one can come off the pace and I think can hang a little bit. I really don't want to, single a 4 to 5 or an even money here. I think we got to go too deep. Do you like anything else?
I mean, she's gonna need things to go her own way, but I think the 2, the South African horse, Give Me Another.
Yeah,
I don't know. They came home pretty fast in that race in the Hillsborough, and she was like making up big time ground. I think Saffron Moon just kind of got the jump on her a little bit. She was undefeated before that, 7 for 7. Obviously, it's in South Africa. Who knows what the competition is? But you got to be a decent horse to go 7 for 7. And then the other one I was looking at is Sagesta, the Chad horse for Juddmonte, number 3. But I don't know. I think there's like a decent amount of pace in here. She's going to kind of get drawn into that. First race off like an almost 11-month layoff. To me, I think you go 2-7 and then the 8 if you want to use Saffron.
Yeah, let's go 3 deep, 2-7-8. Yep.
Okay. And I kind of feel like we got to do this, like at least one ticket at the end of this that's just like hammer 2-7 to start and then just punch the hell out of it. You know what I mean? In case it pays $20. Because I think that's definitely possible. I think Derby Day races are a little more wide open.
Joe, let's take a little breather here because I'm impressed by the fact that you're sucking down that drink at a pretty nice clip here.
By the way,
you're trading for the weekend. That's good. I like seeing this.
Listen, when I start, I'm in.
All right, good. I'm going to remember that Thursday night.
That's a dangerous thing to say to Jim. 100%.
Critical mistake.
All right. Race 9 is the 8 Bells Stakes on Friday. This is 7 furlongs for 3-year-old fillies, $600,000 purse. I thought this was a race to spread in. Like there's nobody here that really like lays over the field. I mean, the morning line favorite is 5-2 is Eclatant on the outside for Brad Cox. I mean, she's nice. She's dangerous in here, obviously, but I don't know what makes her more likely to win than any other number of top contenders. Impulse Buy, very dangerous for Rudy Brissett. Undefeated horse, Bourbon Memory. Now, all 4 were on the synthetic, but is undefeated so far for Brennan Walsh, whose barn was kicking ass at Keeneland. She's dangerous at 8-1. I mean, Mendola, I think a 15-1 is interesting. I don't want to take any horses from you, Jim, but this looks like a wide open race.
I got to tell you, I got all of them. I got 5 deep in here. I got the 10, 9, 12. The other one that the 6 horse that's 15-1. I think we can get the Tom Amos horse. Yep. I think we can get some value there, and I think it's going to go probably. I think it's going to be an overlay that's probably going to go 20 or 21 plus.
Yeah, and I honestly, I looked at her too because there's not a ton of speed signed on. Like, you got some horses that have like tactical speed, but like really no one that has to go except maybe the 8. So I don't know if they're going to be flying in here. I think 6 Kimchi Cat, very dangerous. 5 Verity for Owen Hardy is live. I mean,
so are we doing a Lamar bet in here where for the people that don't know that are watching, we have one of the West Point partners who's one of our favorite people on the planet. And we joke that he'll come up with a horse and then add 3 more and then add 4 more. And then there's 1 left. You got to throw that one in. So,
yeah, his nickname was all Lamar.
We're naming a horse that this time around.
That's a great name. Yeah, we definitely got to reserve that. So, I mean,
I got 5 deep here. I got 10, 9, 12, 6, 2. That Evanescence is another one that beyond the band, because I love the band, but could pop up. I mean, I would hate to leave it out at, it could be 30-1 in there.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Like, we're going pretty narrow in like the first 2 legs. Yeah. So I think 2, 5, 6, 7. I honestly would use the 8 too. Like, she's 4 for her last 5. Like, the only loss was by a head. I would use her too. 8, 9, 10, 12. Like, we have the bandwidth to spread in this race. So let's go.
This is the one. Yeah.
2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. Right. So 8 out of the 12. All
right. That's quality handicapping right there, my friend.
You can't get this anywhere else. Anybody can win. No, but this does look like the race to spread. It's just the contention goes really deep. All right. 10th race on Friday is the Unbridled Sydney Stakes, grade 3, going 5.5 furlongs for older fillies and mares on the grass. This race also has a horse that's going to be a pretty short price. I think 2 horses that are going to be a short price. The 4 AG Bullet, who, was a crack sprinter who also ran 3rd in the Matriarch, stretching out to a mile. So she's definitely high quality. And then the 9 Queen Maxima, who's won 4 in a row for Jeff Mullins, shipping in. And to me, I honestly think that she's the horse to beat. I think AG Bullet, I know she ran well in the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint off the pace. I think in general she likes to be close. I think the 9 is drawn perfectly just to stalk and have that perfect first run trip. I think 4-9 are kind of clearly the ones to beat. But Jim, did anybody else catch your attention?
The only one that I like, the German horse, the 3 horse, I thought may have a shot at some value. I love the 9.
Yeah.
If you wanted to single it down to the 9, I really don't like AG Bullet at all in here. For some reason, I think there's going to be no value. And I think this is another one that's going to get hammered real heavy that I don't really love. I wouldn't leave it out, obviously, but if we had to chew it down, I mean, I would stick with the 9. I like the 3. I wouldn't mind throwing the 3 in. Dead closer can come from downtown if there's heavy speed. And we're going to get value there. It's the only way we're going to get value.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's maybe 1 or 2 others I would look at. I mean, the 5, like, what do you do with the 5 Opponents Hope? This is another horse who has been on a roll, won 3 in a row. She's got to stretch out a 16th of a mile. And sometimes that last 16th for these turf sprinters is a heavy lift. Yeah. But she's coming in great form. She ran 93 by her last time out. Like, do you use her also?
The only thing I think with the 5 is if anybody gets up there and challenges her again, that last 16th is going to be a problem if she's shooting ducks out of the gate with 2 other horses going around her. Do you want to go 4 deep in this one? I mean, now we're getting a little spready.
Yeah, I agree with you on the 3. I think she's an improving horse. Let's see. Is there anybody else? I mean, Bling ran big last time, but I think she's not quite this class. I would say, let's go 3-4-9 because I do think that Rispoli is going to send on AG Bullet. Let's see if there's any other speed in here. I mean, eight's got to go. If the 8's in the race, has got to go.
Yep.
All right, let's go. Let's just go 3-4-9.
Okay, and maybe the 5 we throw in our little ticket at the end if we got a little bit extra. Which it looks
the ticket where we just go Torpedo Anna, she feels pretty all. We'll throw the whole batch in. All right, finish the stakes action on Friday at 5:51 Eastern with the Grade 1 Kentucky Oaks. It's $1 million, or yes. $1.5 million, $1.5 million for 3-year-old fillies, obviously going 1 1/8 miles on the dirt. This is an interesting race because this is one of those races where I think you could reasonably either single the favorite or go like 7 or 8 deep because Good Cheer is going to be a significant favorite. She's 6-5 on the morning line. She's undefeated. She's 6 for 6. She obviously has done everything right so far, but is she really that much faster than the other main contenders in here? And I don't think she is. I think there's, you got Tenma just towards the inside. Now, I don't know what to do with her. Like, her last race was so much worse than the Lost for Hennis, which I thought was like an Oaks winning performance. Jim, where are you at? Like, how do you feel about Good Cheer relative to this field?
You have to put Good Cheer in. I feel like it is wide open. The horse that I like is Simply Joking. I think it's improving. I think there's going to be some value there again. And again, I'm just trying to find something to knock on the big favorites that are going to be, running all day long. I also like, I like going deep in this one too. The 6, Ballerina de Oro. I like a little bit. I don't love the 11 as much as everybody else does. Good Cheer will be the favorite, will be a dominant favorite. I feel like could be vulnerable in a big field.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree. It's just how deep do you go? So here we are. Here's where we are with the main Pick 5 ticket. Right now we're 3 by 3 by 8 by 3. So just doing the math real quick, 27. So that's 108 times whatever we use in this race. So we can, we said 500. Let's say we can go 5 deep in here reasonably, unless we want to cut somewhere else.
We got to throw obviously the 11. I like the 2 a lot. The 6 and the 7, I think both of them alive. What else you got?
I mean, I hate that she drew so far outside. Like, I liked Quiet Side a lot going into this race, but like, that's going to be very, very tough from the 14 hole.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think you got to use Bafford's horse. Now, the question is like, what is the pace going to be like in this race? Because you do have like a good amount of speed on paper. The 2 is going to go. The 3 was up on the front, basically, in the Virginia Oaks. 7, Lacara has done her best running on the lead. 5G, the 8's got to go. got to think Baffert's horse is going to show speed and has promise from the outside. Quiet side, like, should we play this race to fall apart?
I kind of see. I agree with you with Baffert's horse. I do like it on paper, but I feel like that's a horse that could get swallowed up by the speed. That could either get caught up in it, and it's going to kill that horse.
Yeah.
From my heart, I would love to see George Weaver's horse pop up and win. On paper, it's not one that I would normally throw in. Manny rode the horse last time, and the horse ran a monster race.
Yeah.
So if it runs that one back, it can be very competitive at a number. But
yeah,
if we can only go 5 deep, 11 and 2 are my definites. What else do you think for the other 3?
Yeah, let's see. I mean, I kind of like Take Charge Milady. The problem is, like, it's really, you don't watch like the pre-shows if you're a handicapper, because like they interviewed Kenny McPeak and he was talking about how she has this abscess and like this and that, and they're not sure if they're going to make the race, so that like kind of makes me a little bit nervous. But the race seems to set up for the 10, so I feel like if she runs, we got to use her. I'm okay going 2, 10, 11. Maybe like your horse you want to throw in at a big time price is the 5 Quick Kick. Like, I know she's been beaten a lot by these horses. She did beat Quiet Side in the Alcibiades last year. If this race is to fall apart, I mean, to me, she's of the horses at a price, she's the most likely to benefit.
Yeah, I mean, it is possible. Normally, in a horse like that, I don't like a horse that's only won one race and really hasn't won in a while. Broke her maiden the second time out. And has run consistent since then. Really tough fields, hooked tough fields too. And you're going to get a huge number. It's going to be more than the 30 to 1, I think, because it's going to be. You want to throw it in, yeah.
How about this? How about 2, 5, 6, 10, 11, and basically playing the race to fall apart.
Love it.
All right, let's do that. All right, so we have good cheer covered. I mean, we'll mess around and do like a big punch ticket later on, maybe, perhaps. But I like that. You know what I mean? Like, there's obviously very high potential. This chalks out. There's a lot of horses to like that'll be short prices. Even if you beat 2 of them, I think this pays well. So that's a $540 ticket. One slightly above what we set out to do. 2, 4, 5 with 2, 7, 8 with 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 with 3, 4, 9. Closing out in the Oaks with 2, 5, 6, 10, 11. It feels good. I like it.
And what everybody has to remember is when you're looking at big cards like this, everything pays good. Even if you get chalk on top, sometimes you get a big try underneath it, and it pays more than you think it's going to pay.
Yes.
And that's what we're looking for. So even if we get a couple of these favorites in there, we can still cash a decent ticket. Buy a cigar.
I'm still bitter. Exactly. I'm still bitter about the try last year in the Derby that I hit that paid somehow $5.50 for 50 cents with a 20 to 1 shot on top in a 20 horse field. Anywho,
that's
anywho, I was like, still so bitter about that. When that came in, I was like, yeah. And then I look at the payout. I'm like, okay, well, now I'm even for the day.
That's insane. But I don't think that's going to happen here. I think we're going to get numbers behind everything.
Yeah. Well, like I said, with so many short prices, if you only beat 2 of the 4, like, it can still pay nice.
Yeah.